there everyone, and welcome back to this campaign done with the Italian kingdom. So we're kind of in a really difficult spot here now, because we have two French armies on the way, one through here from Marseille and one down from Lutzen. The Austrians have gone ahead and declared war on us again once the Ottomans were destroyed, and not only that, but the Russians joined them in the war against us. So at this point, all major nation except the Ottoman Empire, but the Ottoman Empire only has this region left. So yeah, basically everyone, all the major powers are at war with me, plus the Kingdom of Sardinia, the Kingdom of Sicily, and Bavaria. And at the same time, kingdoms like Great Britain has taken a huge chunk of Spain, and France has also taken a chunk of Spain, and we already knew that Prussians were taking a lot, and the Russians have been taking a lot as well. So the noose is really tightening around this kingdom, and I feel as though this mod is a very strange mod that's not really any good, really. So the idea of doing the Greek campaign or doing a second campaign in this mod seems very unlikely. Anyways, we're gonna fight down the two kingdoms of Sicily and secure Sicily for the Italian kingdom. So without further ado, let's go into this battle. And here we are on the battlefield. We've got the town ahead of us, and we will smash this smaller force before they are able to reconvene with the bigger one. One of the other problems that I didn't mention, as more and more nations are being taken out by the great nations, there's not a lot of nation that wants to trade with me anymore, or that have the capacity to trade with me. That cavalry unit got absolutely destroyed. So with that, I'm starting to hemorrhage money to the point where I have started to having to delete quite a few units or remove them, disband the units, to be able to not have my kingdom go bankrupt, which is becoming more and more of a problem as each day passes. So this is a really difficult campaign, I must say. Let's continue towards, these guys can continue towards here, while the rest continue towards these two line infantries right here. Hopefully we'll be able to win this battle rather quickly. Okay, so we're gonna actually halt the men here, and we're gonna let the enemy march into our range. We're not able to kill that many of them. Ooh, he took quite a lot of, or he managed to kill quite a lot of our troops. We are able to spray them with artillery fire. Probably best to actually get these guys on this side. Slowly cutting these guys down. Probably need to want to get this done rather quickly. So let's line up the cavalry ready to strike. They'll ride up quickly, fire, and then go in with their sabers. Hopefully manage to shoot the general in the process to unnerve the army. Right, so the cavalry is moving up, and while they're doing that, we're going to send up the infantry to gain ground. Hussars ready to fire.
Our general is under attack.
And they got their fire off and charge in. Gonna tell the cannons to hold fire. I'm gonna tell these guys to hold fire as well. And the cannons will now focus in on this cavalry unit right here. Form square in preparation for that enemy hussar unit. And the cannons will hold fire because we're gonna fire right straight into that mess if we continue. Time to limber the guns and march towards the enemy that's coming onto the field right now. Drop the squares and start marching. Same with the cavalry. Right, hurry up, let's march to the enemy. Here we go, get the cannons going. Let's see, the enemy cannon unit is sent on its own. So my hussars could move through town, swing around and attack them while they're on their own there. And that will give us an advantage for our side. I'm gonna get my horse-drawn artillery along here, and we will drag the infantry lines on this side, and all of these that are on this side will go in between the house and the artillery. And then we'll tell everyone to run to their position. We'll get the general to come behind the artillery. Right, the artillery is ready to set up. We'll start off firing round shot as the enemy closes in. We'll tell them to open up with canister. I'm not actually going to draw the line like that. I'm actually going to draw it like this instead, because I want the enemy to come closer towards us, and so we can use the canister on them. Oh, we've unlocked barrage. Good. Start barraging the enemy. The enemy artillery has actually set up their position. What we'll do then is we'll have one unit coming on this side, one unit coming on this side, and then they'll strike simultaneously, and at least one unit will make it through. Oh, was that? Ah, that's why my unit retreated, or why I lost so many cavalrymen. I missed the fact that there was a hindrance that we rode onto and killed loads of my cavalrymen. Right, the cavalry is in position. Charge! Charge! Cannoni! See, it looks like they're aiming for this one. Oh, they actually fired canister. But they only managed to get one shot off. And with that done, that forces the enemy to advance, because they no longer have the have any cannons to protect them. And the thing is, this isn't actually the town. Oh, why are they shooting into the houses? They should be trying to aim for the units, are they? Not. Maybe I should get the general out on this side. Oh, you know what? There's spikes on this side. There's quite a bit of danger in moving him that way. Let's get these guys up so they can support. And time to switch to canister. Oh, the enemy has to come quite close to for us to actually be able to use the canister. What we're gonna do then is we're gonna fall back and let the enemy come to us, so we can actually fire upon them with the canister. And we do have our cavalry ready to strike this lone unit in the back over here. Quickly move forwards into firing range. Cavalry unit's going to turn up from behind. Ooh, we're able to concentrate quite a bit of fire on that unit. And he might run. Let's see. Get some barrage going with these guys and inspire this cannon. Fire at this unit. Let's see. You know what, guys? Get up to the fence. Or is it a hedge? No, it's a fence. They'll be able to give some good fire from there. You can, I think, move up a bit more. And you can move back a bit more. I don't think the units on this side are gonna stand for much longer, no. Start moving. Make sure that that one does not come back. These guys on this side is gonna take a little bit more to break them down. I'm actually gonna get these two to come back even further to get these guys to come closer to the guys that are hiding behind the fences. Let's see. Oh, what was? It's not actually able to fire from here. Keep it up, men. We'll claim this town soon and be free of our oppressors. Keep up the canister work. They're firing so close to the edge of the line that it wasn't even really hitting the enemy. Oh, there we go. They're gone. We don't really have the range, so switch to round shot. And hit this unit, which means that this one's gonna have to move back, so it doesn't come within the firing range. Then we're gonna get the cavalry, can chase down that unit, and then these four will come along here. So we got a pretty good lineup with the cannons to fire down this line here, to basically throw up all of them. Cut them all to shreds. We just need one cannonball to go straight through the line and just bounce through. Let's give them a bit more barrage power. And the general might just give some extra morale bonus. I guess they kind of realized that we're under fire and the repositioning, or it might be because these troops turned up. Quickly, men, quickly into position. Oh, we're out of ammo? And tell the cannons to hold fire. Let's see how it goes over here, as both our units open up at more or less the same time. And they fall, and I believe we are victorious. Not just yet. This charge needs to go through as well. Oh, the retreat before they actually get there. One by one. Find hole right there and open fire upon the enemy. Oh, they're really close here at each other. Come on, fire then. You better fire before the enemy. Shit. Open up. Oh, that's why they took so long firing, because they only had one single shot left to fire. But the unit is now surrounded. There's no chance of them winning. And there we go. We have defeated the nation of Two Sicilies and are one step closer in realizing our dream of a united Italy.
Una vittoria gloriosa.
And there we have it. We lost half of our army, but
In marcia.
we were able to take the town.
Forza e onore.
Way, victory. Very nice indeed. So we added this area, which means that we actually gained some cash right now. So as you can see, I've got 0 available funds. And I don't need to build a navy port up here then. I can use this one down here instead to build. We don't need big warships. We just need like 2 brigs or something to transport our armies to the island that we need, which is, let's see. So we need just Sardinia, and then we need to take these 2 armies once we defeat the French and move them to Vienna and Belgrade. But right now we need to end turn, and yes, let's go ahead and do that. Right, so we're back after that turn, and the French army on the border here has actually moved back, and the second one that was up here in the snow has actually moved through the snow over here towards the bridge, which means that this army could possibly actually bypass it and moving quickly out-resolve this, and then we'll create the independent nation of Switzerland right there. The bad thing, however, is that we've got a army of Piedmont that has landed ready to attack Rome, and I have no troops there because I had to delete or disband so many troops to be able to afford to even have anything left, which is kind of bad because now there's a possibility of the game crashing because of this. Should have actually left some troops here, but they're not that unhappy. So it might crash once I end the turn here, which is not very nice, but I made my moves. No one I can open trade with. Everyone's very unhappy with me. I'm gonna go ahead and save end turn and see if it's gonna crash once Rome is taken over by Piedmont. Hopefully not. We'll see. So, I was actually saved by the enemy's incompetence. They moved around the town and instead attacked the university, and they're gonna torch the mine instead, which seems like an awful strategy. But it saves my kingdom, which is very nice, or at least it saves it for now. I moved this army over here to be able to replenish it in a better way, but I saw that the army the French army that's moving around here is actually still on their way. We cannot stay in the snow over here, so let's go ahead and attack. And this one is kind of tight when it comes to out-resolving, and I also want to see these new troops because we've been looking at the normal line infantry for way too long. So without further ado, let's go ahead and liberate Switzerland. Right, and here we have our army. The Italian army is standing right before us here. So we've got the foot guards, or the I guess this is troops from Switzerland, and given that they have the colors which the troops of Switzerland usually has, I'm pretty sure that's what we're looking at. But I imagine the thing about these uniforms, all 3 of these regiments and these light infantry, I'm pretty sure they've just taken units from the Portuguese/Spanish to create the Italian army. So they don't look that different to anything else. So I'm not entirely sure why there was so many people that thought this mod would be a good idea to play, because it's basically kind of very very basic. It's a very basic mod. There's not like a major amount of stuff to be done with this. Now, I think I actually, you know, I checked that you can actually mix it with the mix it with Napoleon Darth mod, but it's one of those mods that adds such ridiculously low amount of accuracy for the units that the battles would take forever. And when I tested it out for the first time, I actually did that, used that mod as well, and I noticed that it was even worse in terms of difficulty, because then within 3 turns the British had landed a full stack army on the outside of my hometown of Naples. So if I think this is pretty hard, with the if you added on Darth mod, it would be even worse. Gonna get these 3 line infantry to come up aid here, and we need to get these guys in line to start repelling the enemy. Form square. We need to get these 2 units ready to shoot down the cavalry, and this one just to support the light infantry. So the skirmishers here not doing too well against the light horsemen of France, but we're still gonna hold them there, and hopefully they'll be able to kind of shoot the enemy down. I'm gonna get my line up there. Holy shit, we got this unit right here, and we got the French on the other side. They seemingly haven't done anything to the French unit, and I'm not entirely sure why it's the king's why they have the king's colors, the French unit, the French king's colors, when it really wasn't. When they really didn't switch to that, even though they kind of the French kind of switched back and forth in between an empire and whatnot. But they kept, of course, the 3-colored flag. Bloody froggies. I'm not entirely sure if that square will hold in the long run against the enemy general. I'll see if I can get one of these guys to come in and shoot him down, help out there. The light infantry seem to be doing quite nicely against the enemy. The problem is I don't have any cavalry to ride the enemy down. Gonna see about if I can get the larger unit of skirmishers to take out those guys, and if I can get you to come kind of on the edge here to help out. So the square is actually holding. Looks like they might. Oh, you know what? It might be because the square is a little bit on the wrong angle. There we go. Now they should be able to fire upon the enemy. They're really close at each other right here. They might need the general to come in and support them. And we got these 3 units. They're going to back up these 3. See if we can destroy the enemy there. Impossible charge, because a lot of this is armed citizenry, which I think we can crush the enemy with one good cavalry charge. Not cavalry charge, but you know what I mean. I'm gonna go ahead and inspire that unit, and then I'm gonna rally. We're gonna see about with this unit inspired, they seem to be able to. Yeah, they shot these guys to pieces. You know what? Drop the square, form into single line, and open up on the cavalry. See if we can break that unit. Oh, armed citizenry is charging in the flank of this normal infantry unit. We want to keep the fire up, so I'm gonna form square. Not that that's very useful against the enemy this way, but we're gonna get a bit of a defense bonus against the enemy, plus the general just died. You know what? Let's see if we cannot get a bit of a charge going.
One of our units has used all its ammunition, sir.
Let's destroy the enemy with some good charges. Cross the line. The Swiss Guard coming into the flank of the armed citizenry. Don't think the enemy will stand a chance. And as more and more unit of the enemy gives way, the rest of them will realize the game is up. And they will give... we managed to set off one of the traps that they had set for us. Still, we still have some units to deal with here. Not too sure about continuing these guys since we got bombed right there, so we're gonna try to avoid blowing that shit up. And you know what? There we have it. Victory! And so we have liberated Switzerland. And here we have the result. We almost lost half the army. But I imagine that we'll... yeah, we'll probably get... We got 2 units for that. Nice. And we can replenish... We cannot replenish... Yeah, we can actually replenish troops in this region which we are right now. So are we gonna stand here and wait for winter to clear, which I think will be 1 more turn or so. And the only ally we have, we're not gonna get them to join any of our wars, but we're gonna prepare them for war by giving them all technology we have. And hopefully, you know, thing is they're unfriendly. Historical grievances, so they don't like the Italians at all. But at least they're free once again, so they should be happy about that. And we did capture a port down here. So I am building 2 brigs. Soon this army will be ready to defeat the Piedmont army, and then we can land here, and then we've got Vienna and Belgrade left until we win the campaign. But looks like this is going to be the end of this episode, so I hope you enjoyed it, and hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye!